It's your daily dose of Donna. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We are traveling up the hump. Are you feeling it? Can you imagine? We are doing it. We are going up the hump. We are traveling. We're going. I'm going. Welcome to the show. You guys, thank you so much. I know I'm late to the live chat. I appreciate all of you guys that are here. We have quite a show. OMG. Licious. We have such a show. I can't even tell you. The reason I'm late is because I am compiling evidence. I'm compiling all my due diligence. I'm getting it all together to give you so much for your arsenal, for your Wednesday, for, you to go to all your friends and say, listen, I was listening to Daily Dose of Donna and I have all the goods. I can tell you everything that's happening. I can tell you everything that's happening with Blake Lively. I can tell you everything that's happening with Karen Reed. I can tell you everything that's happening on Bravo. I can tell you everything that's happening on TikTok and with Jax and his rage texts. I can tell you everything. That's what I do, you guys. I give you 1 hour of it all. So welcome everyone to the show. Welcome to Daily Dose of Donna. Detective Donna is here for duty. I am here. Wow. I've already done so much today. Moms, you feel me? You feel me? I've already gone to the orthoped. Is that what they're called? Orthopedists for broken bones? My son has a broken bone. I already went to his doctor's office, drove to Northridge. I mean, I've been all over LA. I've been all over town. I'm really doing it all. I have so much to talk about with you guys. I had to make a list, checked it twice. I had to cut stories. Are we going to talk about Smokey Robinson? Are we going to talk about Sutton? We're definitely going to talk about Steve Sarowitz. This crazy, shocking Karen Reed update. I know. You guys, so much. We're going to get to it all and more on today's Daily Dose of Donna. Can you imagine? Someone asked the other day, so who is, what's your theme song? And I was like, I don't know. But one of you guys Shazammed it. Because you're smarter than I am. You Shazammed it. You found it. And guess what? Because of you, Kelly Clarkson, I found it. It's Feel the Magic by JQ. Indigo. The Red Collective. That's who it is, you guys. It's amazing. You found it for me. I have no idea what year it was produced. I have no idea anything about them. It was released, 2023. Produced by Joshua Ryan Colopy. I don't know, but we got to find him because we have to get him to perform at Dosers Live. Wouldn't that be great if we got a live Dosers Live performance of Can You Imagine? I mean, could you imagine? Speaking of Dosers Live, tickets are flying off the shelves. Go to dailydosepod.com/Dosers Live to get tickets to hang out with us in person here in Los Angeles, where we could drive by Jax's and see it for ourselves to see how empty it is. I'm just saying, listen, I speak truth and only truth. I drive by Jax's multiple times a week. All the time I drive by Jax's, morning, noon, and night. That shit is empty. It's as empty as his brain. If only his nose was as empty as his brain. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, if only Jack spent more time filling up his bar and less time filling up his nose or his phone with the rage text messages. I mean, this guy, we'll talk about that soon. Bravo has announced a whole slate of new shows. Did you see that? And how much do we care? Look, I'm just going to be honest. I am struggling with Bravo lately. There are some shows that I'm into still, but some of the shows I just don't care. They're trying really hard. But how much longer can we be into Bravo when they're giving us nothing? Now, they're trying. Ladies of London is coming back. Let's look at the post for, together. Let's do it together. Bravo really, they're trying to get us back. Now, I'm trying really hard to be into it and to be excited by it. But I'm just gonna give you my honest opinion. I will. I mean, you guys don't come here for lies, right? You come here for the truth. You don't come here for bullshit. I don't I don't play the other Bravo creators game where I just pretend like everything Bravo releases is, perfection. I don't care. I tell you the truth. I'm honest. Um, Bravo is releasing a lot of duds lately. But let's talk about this. Okay. Breaking Bravo news. This is according to Bravo. 4 new shows coming to Bravo. Number 1, The Real Housewives of Rhode Island. We talked about this months ago. I can tell you this may not be confirmed, but I can tell you with strong authority that we have a current Real Housewife of New Jersey on the show. And I will tell you exactly who that is right now. Remember, I told you guys already. If you've been around for a long time, you know who that is. Who did I tell you was going to be on that? Who? 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 I'm an owl now. Dolores. Allegedly, Dolores Catania will be on the new Real Housewives of Rhode Island. She will be the lead of Real Housewives of Rhode Island. How? Why? Is Rhode Island and New Jersey even close together? I don't know. I just told my friend that I'm going to Charleston, North Carolina. And I think it's in South Carolina. So I'm very confused by that. Hold on. I'm seeing all these super chats. I'm going to get to you guys in just a bit. Don't you worry. Trust me. I'm going to get to you guys in just a bit. But yeah, that's the case. And yes, I agree with a lot of you guys. Lisa says exactly what I feel. It's hard to watch petty and unimportant things when Karen Reed's life hangs in the balance while there's victims waiting for justice. I am with you 1000%. I'm obsessed with Karen Reed right now. I'm obsessed with like these big important justice cases. Justin Baldoni, Karen Reed. It's very hard to give a shit about Real Housewives of Rhode Island. But I'm trying to balance it out for those of you guys that really, really care about Bravo still and yell at me every day. I do get yelled at a lot. I don't know. A lot of people feel like I'm their daughter or something, and they yell at me like they're my mother. Not joking. I get this all the time on my Facebook page, Daily Dose of Donna. I have to decline posts constantly on a daily basis that yell at me, that say, "You told me you were going to stop talking about Blake Lively, Donna." And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you paying my rent? Mortgage. Are you paying my mortgage? Mama's got bills to pay, and a lot of people don't give a shit about Bravo. Wow. Side note, I didn't work out today. You're going to get a little bit of an angsty episode from Donna today. There's no question. Okay, next. We're going to move on. Ladies of London. Now, I have not watched Ladies of London. I never watched the original. Well, let's go actually one by one. Rhode Island, set against the shores. Is that how they talk about it in Rhode Island, or am I still in Boston? Let's try to do my best, okay? Set against the shores of the ocean state, the Real Housewives franchise expands into the world of a tight-knit circle of Rhode Islanders who have a deep community roots and families that go back generations. Oh, I suck. With aspirational lives, thriving businesses, and tangled family dynamics, these decade-long friendships prove that in a state this small, there's no escaping your past or each other. Was that the worst accent you've ever heard in your entire life? Ever? I'm trying. Next, we have Ladies of London. I never watched the original. Should I? Ladies of London is back with a new wave of British blue bloods, ambitious American expats, and glamorous international socialites. As tradition clashes with the fast-paced globalized world, these power players redefine what it means to be a woman of status in one of the most iconic cities in the world. Here, connections are currency, and the crown isn't the only thing up for grabs. That was Dorit reading it. You guys remember that wasn't a British accent. That was Dorit. I'm cosplaying as Dorit. So anytime I do a shitty accent, it's just Dorit. That was just Dorit. Yes, I have to get Elsrich in here just to do the accent. You're right. Debbie says, I want to see fancy people in Newport, Rhode Island. I have been to Newport, Rhode Island. I will never forget how amazing and how gorgeous Newport, Rhode Island is. I am obsessed with Newport, Rhode Island. So if it's in that area, that's like where the Vanderbilt mansions are, huh? Amazing. So I am dying to see that. Okay, Ladies of London. I will definitely watch it. Curious of that. Now, this I'm struggling with the Valley Persian style. Number one, I can't handle that title. I cannot handle that title, but I will do this in a Persian accent. I worked very hard on my Persian accent. I went to school in Beverly Hills High School, which is 60 to 70% Persian. Okay. My first boyfriends were all Persian. I can speak a little Farsi. خیلی دوست دارم. من هدی به خورش دوست دارم. So I will speak in my Persian accent for this one, and I'm going to work really hard. Hold on, I have to get into character. Diwali, Persian style. It says WT, which I think is working title, but it may be white trash. I'm not sure. Okay, Reza, Gigi, and MJ share an unbreakable bond, one built on years of friendship, fiery clashes, and the kind of history that never fades. They also share a deep connection to their Persian culture, something that runs just as strong in the group of friends they now call family. As they take on the next stage of life in the valley, their world is bigger, their circle is bolder, and their challenges are more real than ever. As we'll see, their next chapter in life isn't quieter, it's just more complicated. Okay, Valley, the Valley Persian style, we got to go celebrate Shabbat. Okay, let's do Shabbat. And we need some more extra wine for the Shabbat. Okay, خیلی دوست دارم. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm working on it, you guys. Soon I'm going to go to improv class. Listen, there does not need to be a Valley Persian style. I can't handle it. Please do not make the Valley Persian style. Just call it Shahs of Sunset. Why are we calling it the Valley Please do not make it the Valley Persian style. I can't. Anissa says that sounds like a Scottish guy got lost in Iran. I'm sorry. Oh, Shabbat. Okay, next, the wife swap, the Real Housewives edition. I actually think this is funny, and I don't know who they're going to use, but this works. And I'm not doing an accent for this one because this could be wives from anywhere, right? So we have to cross all the cities and countries. When a Real Housewife takes off her stilettos and steps into a Real Housewife shoes, all bets are off as two of entertainment's most iconic franchises are mashed up, leading to laugh out loud moments, personal epiphanies, and an opportunity to see if the grass is truly greener. Okay, this one is smart. Or as they say in Boston, smart. Okay, this one is smart because I do believe that to take someone, just say from the OC, and stick them in like a Jersey house will be funny. That actually, I believe, will be funny. Robin already said that the Gorgas are participating in the wife swap. Like, put Melissa Gorga in whose house? Like, whose house should we put Melissa Gorga in for shits and giggles? Let me think. Melissa Gorga can go into what would be a really funny Melissa Gorga house? Like Gina from OC. That could be kind of funny. Or like Emily. Right? I'm gonna think of some good ones. But I think, or like someone from Potomac, like really random. I think it would be really fun to just take really strangely, or Salt Lake City. Yes, that would be good. Bronwyn and oh my God, Bronwyn, I can already see with the shaking head and the heart. Okay. Oh, it's going to be crazy. Okay, we'll have to see what happens there, but watch what happens, as they say. I don't know. Bravo's doing everything it can to get us back into them. All right, let's move on to another story because there's so much else to talk about. We got to talk about this other story of Blake Lively being part of this extortion plot. This story was wild, but before we get into that, I have to bring up about that Daily Dose of Donna this week is brought to you by Hers Hair. And you have to remember that we are all women and men, but of course women are always dreaming of thicker, fuller hair. And we all want that is like the key, right? Thicker, fuller hair. And all of us are dealing with thinner hair, with whether it's because of weight loss, aging, anything. But with Hers Hair, you can get thicker, fuller hair in just 3 to 6 months, and nothing boosts confidence quite like great hair. But if you're seeing more strands in the shower, your confidence might not be at its highest. So that's why you need Hers Hair. Hers Hair treatments are made with doctor-trusted prescription ingredients that many other hair products out there don't have. They come in a variety of options, including oral and topical solutions, so you can find the one that works for you. They even have options with added hair vitamins and supplements for extra support. Getting started is simple with an online hair quiz. Just answer some questions and you'll be connected with a provider to discuss your personalized treatment plan. Through Hers, everything is 100% online, so no pharmacy trips, doctor's office visits, or insurance required. Plus, treatments start at just $35 a month. The best part is you can get thicker, fuller, healthier hair and start seeing regrowth in as little as 3 to 6 months. Start your initial free visit online today at forhers.com/daily dose. That's forhers.com/daily dose. Individual results may vary. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. Thank you, Hers. Okay, we got to talk about this, you guys. This is nuts. And yes, it does work for men as well. So Camp Beasleywood is a follower of mine on Instagram, and she is somewhat connected to Steve Sarowitz. She lives in Illinois. She is a mass shooting survivor. So she is very thankful for Steve Sarowitz because I believe, and I could be getting this wrong, I believe there was a big mass shooting in her town. And she knows that Steve Sarowitz was very philanthropic and is very philanthropic, especially around his neighborhood and his hometown and where he lives, etc. So she actually alerted me to this morning. And the reason why this is a very big deal is because it's not publicized anywhere. And actually, if you Google it, it still hasn't made front page news or global news, national news or anything yet. So I actually posted a video about this. I believe I was the first creator to post a video about it this morning. The reason why I was late is I did remove the video. I'm not going to explain specifically why I removed the video, but I'm re-uploading the video simultaneously to TikTok. It's taking forever. My TikTok's like, sometimes it takes forever to re-upload, but I had to edit a portion of the video out. And I won't explain specifically who reached out to me, but someone who you all know from that camp reached out to me, who was very, very, very grateful for Daily Dose of Donna and our support for Justin Baldoni and for Wayfair, which was really, really cool to see and really, really cool to hear and really, really cool to get a DM from them personally, saying that they were so grateful for the support and the love in this case. And they see it and they are constantly, watching. And this was a direct mess of Steve's. And so they asked kindly if I could just edit that one piece out. And I said, absolutely. So I removed the clip of that one piece, and I am going to re-upload my video on the on the article and everything. So that's why if you're looking for my video that I just posted about it, it will come back up after this video is up. So I will share the article about it and the information, but I don't want the detail of his address. And I hope that they will remedy that in the article that is talking about it, because I actually did, when I posted about it, I was just screen sharing the article, like as a backdrop. You know how you like green screen it? And I was just reading it. And I feel bad that I was just reading it and I didn't like think twice about it because it was just in the article. And it didn't say his actual address, but it had more details than we probably should have had. And you don't realize it, like how crazy that is, that that is in a public article, especially given the public nature of this and clearly how crazy people are. So what happened was on April 28th, essentially, April 28th, this man, Steve Sarowitz, who is the CEO of Wayfair Productions, but that's not all he does. Steve Sarowitz, and we've talked about him many times on this show. I actually believe that Steve Sarowitz seems like a fairly wonderful man. To me, he seems like a very philanthropic man. He seems like a good guy. And I say this because very rarely do we find good, wealthy men or women, but like good, wealthy people. Usually, when you get to be someone that has a lot of money, not all, but a lot of really good men that have a lot of money sometimes tend to be really bad people. I just hate to say it, but it just like comes with the nature of having a lot of money. It's rare that someone that has a lot of money is like just philanthropic. And I don't see that many negative things about Steve Sarowitz. Of course, if you are a team Blake person and a Blake Lively fan, and you want to believe Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' side of the story, you're going to think Steve Sarowitz is public enemy number one. You're going to think that he is out to destroy and he is out to take someone down and he is the worst person in the world. I see this as he is trying to protect Justin Baldoni and he is trying to protect the name of Wayfarer and his producers on this film. He is also someone of the Baha'i faith. And what we know about the Baha'i faith is that the Baha'i faith is someone that is incredibly anti gossip, anti bad talking about others or talking badly about others, I should say, and very like against taking people, basically taking people. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right words. I don't want to say it out of, if you know the Baha'i faith better than me in the comments, maybe you can say it better than me. But the Baha'i faith exactly is a peace-loving type of faith. They're not out of like their values and their morals are not aggressive and confrontational, and that's just not who they are as a whole, as a general, in general. So the idea that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds put in their original complaint that Steve Sarowitz, and this is just hearsay, remember, we don't have evidence. And of course, if this goes to trial, we will be having to, someone will have to go as a witness, go to, like on, put their on their word on, the stand, they will have to say, yes, I overheard or I was told by Steve Sarowitz that he was willing to spend all this money to ruin Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, or he was supposed to do all of this to destroy Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, et cetera, et cetera. But as we know from watching the Karen Reed trial, I believe it's very easy for a lot of people to lie on the stand. I didn't think so. But now after watching this trial, I think actually a lot of people are lying on the stand, like no big deal, to protect other people. So now I think people will lie on the stand to protect Ryan and Blake. I didn't think people would do that, but now I believe people will. That makes me say that just by hearsay, they're going along these lines that Steve Sarowitz said that I will destroy Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. I will spend $100 million to destroy Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. That's what they are saying that Steve Sarowitz said. Okay, now on to the case. The case of what happened last week or 2 weeks ago in Highland Park, Illinois, which from what I know about Highland Park, from the people that I've spoken to, it is a smaller community north of Chicago, I'm pretty sure. It is a very nice community. It is a wealthier community, clearly. He's a billionaire that lives there. It is I would say, like lighter on the crime. I don't believe that this is a very dangerous area. It's not like, inner city Chicago. I think there's a lot of Jewish community that lives there. I know that this was the location that had a shooting event for the 4th of July parade that happened a couple years ago. I know another girlfriend of mine lives in Highland Park, and it was very, very devastating for that area. But so what happened during this time, this was out of nowhere, and this was very, very pointed, of course. But this article says prosecutors say that this man, his name is Eduardo Aragon, this guy on the left, this suspect committed arson, tried extorting billionaire family in Highland Park by threat of kidnapping. Okay. This guy, Eduardo Aragon, he's 25 on the left, was arrested and charged with multiple felonies after prosecutors say he committed an arson fire at the home of Jessica and Steve Sarowitz. And I'm not going to say anything more. And I'm actually going to stop sharing because I don't want his address to at all show up. And I hope that they change that. The point is, this is the story. This man basically threatened to kidnap their daughter. Now, Steve has spoken about his daughter on various podcasts. We've seen that before. I've showed it here on YouTube before. He has a daughter that lives in college or goes to college. Remember, I showed you guys a YouTube a few months ago where he was talking about how his daughter has like these severe headaches. She has migraines, and like he went and tried to talk to his daughter's neighbor and tried to help her with the loud neighbor because she had the migraines. So I do remember that he has a daughter that goes to college. And I think he even mentioned the college that she goes to. Okay. The point is, this man sent these crazy text messages to his wife, Jessica, who also has a huge career. She's the managing partner of 4S Bay Partners, which is a family office management company. He obviously has a huge career. He's the founder of Wayfair, but he's also the chairman of a company called Paylocity and the CEO of Blue Marble Global Payroll. They have huge careers, okay? They're billionaires. And of course, Wayfair. Wayfair is probably their smallest company compared to all the other ones. But they had a fire in one of their garbage cans that's, of course, outside of their home. And it was filled with paint cans and other flammable accelerants. It burned to the ground and damaged the home's lawn. But that's very scary to know that your garbage can outside of your house is torched and burned to the ground. But Jessica, the wife, the mom, receives a text message from this unknown number that indicates a threat of kidnapping their daughter if the family does not provide $80,000 in unmarked, non-sequential bills. This is a movie plot, okay? A movie plot. Then it says the message referenced that the garbage can was torched, and that's a precursor to more serious harm if the demands are not met. It says, if you fail to comply, we will take the daughter's name hostage and she won't make graduation. At that point, we will ask for more money if you guys are prepared to spend $100 million to ruin the lives of Miss Lively and her family. Notice it doesn't say Blake Lively or whatever. Miss Lively and her family. I don't know. It sounds a little bit like you're a Team Blake person. If you're willing to spend all that money to ruin the lives of Miss Lively and her family, we are sure you can spare a few for your daughter. A day later, an unknown number sent text messages to the family's daughter with the same information that was sent to Jessica Sarowitz. Another message was sent on Thursday to the daughter. Now he's sending messages to the daughter's phone number, which, by the way, it's not very easy to find just like text messages or phone numbers of all these people. You have to do some like digging. I don't know. I feel like you got to maybe call the CIA. I don't know. Nick Shapiro, are you on it? Just curious. So Thursday, then, all of a sudden, the daughter is getting messages to her. She's a college student, identifying her college and her sorority house. It says, okay, Miss Honor Roll, we know you're at the address exactly where she is right now. Okay, this is scary as F. You guys are not untouchable. Imagine being a college student and getting this text. You guys are not untouchable. You can upgrade your security all you want, and that still won't stop us. We are prepared to ruin all your lives over a little bit of money. The next fire we start will be from the inside, the message said. More text messages were sent to Jessica Sarowitz and her daughter the same day that they have given them ample time to give him $80,000, and they have taken great lengths to remain hidden. We gave you guys time to consider our offer. Remember, no one is untouchable, not even you guys. You can have someone post it at night. You can leave the lights on. You can upgrade your security, and we will still get by. Understand we took precautions to stay hidden, and we are prepared to ruin all of your lives. We are not asking for millions, just for $80,000. That's nothing to you people, the message said. You guys, how scary is this shit? We can do this the easy way and nobody has to know. All you guys have to do is drop off the money at a public location and we disappear. Simple as that. If you'd like to go against us, so be it. We will not stop. The next fire will be from inside the premises, or maybe we can go to blank. Amputate a man's leg and he can still feel it tickling. Tell us, when your little girl is on the slab, where will it tickle you? The message said. What the fuck? This guy is psycho and scary. The person sent another message, text message on Friday, this time to Steve Sarowitz, informing him that the sender was the person who left the present outside his residence and that the next fire will be inside. The FBI coordinated with a Highland Park Police Department to use technology and warrants to isolate the sender. The law enforcement identified that the text messages were sent from the Highland Park Public Library. And from there, they saw on surveillance video this idiot, Eduardo Aragon, going to the parking lot at night and using the free Wi-Fi at the same time the messages were sent. He finally confessed he was the one that started the fire on the Sarowitz property. He admitted going to the library and sending the messages over the Wi-Fi and demanding the $80,000 to not kidnap the daughter. He said he had been out of work and needed the money. He was charged with 1 count of arson, 6 counts of intimidation, and 1 count of harassment through electronic communication. And you know what? Most likely, he's probably charged with 6 counts of spending too much time on the app Threads. I mean, I'm just adding that just from my own personal thoughts. He's probably spending too much time on Team Blake on Threads. That's just my guess. It says the defendant is dangerous. Setting a fire on the Sarowitz residential property in the middle of the night is dangerous. Fires are unpredictable and can spread very quickly. I mean, I don't want to connect the dots, but remember what just happened with Josh Shapiro? Is he a mayor or a senator? I can't remember exactly. But like, you can't just go and set fires, Ryan Reynolds, Mr. King of Arson. What? It's wild. And this was in the middle of the night when their family was sleeping. So like, how scary is that? By the way, that did happen near my house. A homeless woman set fire to a trash can. I believe it was to a trash can. She was like out of her mind. She was totally, mentally ill, like major mental issues, and she set a business on fire on Ventura and then went up to some random house that was a block away from Ventura, which is the main street, and set a random trash can on fire, and it started setting the house on fire, and a kid happened to wake up, like a kid under 10 years old happened to wake up because they saw light or whatever and woke up their family. So this is like insane. This is so scary. And then it said that the prosecutor said the messages were not only meant to serve the purpose of greed, but also to invoke fear in the Sarowitz family, with Aragon researching where the daughter was going to school and how she could be taken. The defendant took substantial steps to terrorize his family and has succeeded in placing them in a constant state of fear for their safety. The Lake County State Attorney's Office filed a petition to detain Aragon pending trial. Lake County Judge Michael granted the petition, remanded Aragon to the Lake County Jail following a detention hearing Monday afternoon. And he is scheduled to appear in court again May 29th for a preliminary hearing. What's scary about this, you guys, I guess what's like the really scariest part about all of this is this is the new normal with online behavior is, or I should say like not online behavior, I should say like parasocial behavior. And I don't know if necessarily I don't know if it's necessarily new or we're just like we hear about it more. But I think so much of what's happening is like people are so angry, right? People are so angry and they're taking their anger over parasocial situations like Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Justin Baldoni, things that don't really have anything personally to do with them, but they're so like obsessive or on like online or something. I don't know what's happening. And they're taking it out in real life. Like I feel like we're seeing really, really insane behavior happening, unhinged behavior left and right. It's not just about this case though, right? We're seeing crazy behavior left and right with what's happening. I don't even want to get into it, but everyone is acting out of control, out of control. And I think it's like we're raging online and everyone is so mad online in the comments section and in the thread section and in the like, just even my post about Ryan Reynolds sitting on Green Day mom's lap that I posted about. Remember, I just took the reel from People magazine. I didn't even film it. I just took it and posted it. And it's still going viral. I think it's got like almost 2 million views. And the incredible anger I am getting from posts just in the comment section. You are so stupid. How lame are you? Oh my God, they're calling me the R name. They're calling me a whore. They're calling me all these horrible names. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. People are unhinged in support of, in anger of. Where do we go from here? What's next? And I say this in the same time as I'm like, free Karen Reed. I say this at the same time, right? Because I also get very passionate, but I don't think I would actually then drive to the courthouse in Canton and like take something and throw it at the courthouse, right? I just sit at home and I just like, I take it out on you guys here with a microphone. But people I feel like are just so connected. They're just so connected. Now, what made this man do this? Did he say, wow, I live in Highland Park area or I live near Highland Park. This is a really rich man. We know he's rich because now I know his story. Or, and I can use that. Or is he so sensitive over the Blake Lively story? Does he love Ryan Reynolds so much? What do you think was the motivation of this Eduardo Aragon? What do you guys think? What are your guts? A lot of you think in the comment, is it the feeling of like a lot of you are asking you about, is it Nick Shapiro, the CIA guy? Do you think there's some of that? How did he get all this information? How did this unemployed dude get all this information? I guess everything is find outable online. I mean, technically, we're all kind of detectives. Elsrich has found everything out online, right? People can find everything, but how can we find out who this Eduardo guy is? Where did he find all this information? But at the end of the day, this does not look good for Blake Lively. So if the CIA, Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively side thinks in any capacity that this guy would be a good thing for them, opposite. This is a horrible look for Blake Lively. This would be horrible. You know what I mean? I almost think that this is like a better thing for the Justin Baldoni side, right? It's almost a better look for Justin Baldoni and Wayfair and Steve Sarowitz to be like another reason why this is damaging to us. Meanwhile, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and all of them are like traipsing around, like living their best life, and our worlds are falling apart. If anything, I feel like they are. This is just more evidence of the power dynamic and whose lives are collapsing and whose lives are exploding in positivity, right? A lot of you guys have different opinions and different, I'll pull some of them. And then I want to go through your super chats. Nancy Drew says, I think he was paid by someone else 2 or 3 times the ransom, knowing that he might be found, but he didn't come up with it. He's a criminal, but not the criminal mind. Interesting. Kelly, I don't think Blake and Ryan are involved. They think they are untouchable. Interesting. Gwen says, yeah, we won't get a statement from her team. We'll bring extra attention in a bad way. Wicked Smat. I love that. That's so Karen Reed. Someone 3 to 4 arm lengths away. Blake Lively may have had anything to do with it. May not have had anything to do with it, but someone did. Interesting. Maria says, I'm sorry, but that guy did not act alone. Copper says right after the Wayfair Foundation had to close down too. And David says, why hasn't it been reported in the media? Well, it just came out. The article locally just came out today. So give it a second and I guarantee you it will be. I am, like I said, I just had to repost it because I wanted to do justice to the person that reached out to me to ask me to remove his address. So I'm just reposting it slowly. And obviously I can't repost it on YouTube while I'm here. But I'm trying to repost it. Well, I'm trying to multitask as a good mom does, right? As mommy sleuths do, trying to repost it everywhere. But it's really crazy. And yes, what we should take from this is they're watching. The team, Justin Baldoni's team, and all of these people that we're protecting and we're fighting for and we're working for, literally those people by name are watching. They're watching our work. They're watching all of us, our reels, our TikToks, our Instagrams, our YouTubes, our podcasts. They are watching every single thing we are doing, and they are in writing, grateful and appreciative. And that's not why we're doing this, just to get their, gratitude. We're doing this because we feel in our heart that we're fighting for justice. Like I'm not, talking about Karen Reed because I want Alan Jackson to, hang out with me in my studio, although I would definitely not say no. Definitely not. But because we fight for what we believe is right and the underdog and the person that I believe is getting unfairly treated here. And in this case, I do believe Justin Baldoni, Wayfair, and that whole team, right? Jen Abel, that whole team, they are getting really screwed by horrible powers in Hollywood. But what's really cool to know is that they are watching and they really appreciate everything that we're doing. So that's very cool to know. And it's all of us that are doing it. And they are not paying us, Team Blake. Okay. I ain't getting $1 from them. Nothing. Okay. Let's see if there was another story about them that I wanted to cover. Yes, we mentioned the Wayfair Foundation. It's such a bummer. Of course, it's not Wayfair, so we can't get mad at Wayfair. I mean, we can't, think that Wayfair is getting shut down, but the foundation is getting shut down, and that has been reported, and it's a bummer. But this is just it's just the way that it works. Unfortunately, it's unfortunately like all of these. I think there is a lot of stuff that happens over time, that is going to domino effect by this. I think financially, things will domino effect. I think this is a legal battle that is costing so much money. I don't think we can even put into words, you know? The amount of money that we are paying, we, that Wayfair is paying, and Steve Sarowitz, really, that's all Steve Sarowitz, by the way, is paying for that whole legal side is crazy. I mean, it's psychotic how much money he's paying. And we are almost a year out from the real trial. So it's just unfortunate, Um, okay. Let's move on to some other stories that are really, really interesting, I think. Uh, where should we go with this one? Oh, I have to tell you guys about this one Karen Reed story, this one video that I found so interesting. And this is going to make you guys mad. I'm not recapping trial today, so I'm not like going to go into a big recap, but you guys need to see this. And if you haven't seen this video, you're going to be shocked. Okay. You know how yesterday on the stand was Lieutenant Gallagher. And I talked about this yesterday, how it was so upsetting because Lieutenant Gallagher is saying it with his full chest. He's so proud of himself. Yeah, I did the best thing I could have done with those red Solo cups and the Stop and Shop bag. Yeah, I did the best thing I could have without interviewing one person that was inside the house where a dead man was found right in front. Yeah, I did the best thing I could have without checking the ring footage from all the neighbors' houses, as you would when someone dead shows up in front of the lawn. Yeah, no one else woke up. None of the neighbors came out. Nothing. I also thought this was really, really interesting. I said, none of the neighbors on this little small street, none of the neighbors said, what's this hoopla of lights and craziness at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning? I'm sorry, you guys, 6 a.m. is not that early in the morning. All these people are just like, they all sleep in until 11 a.m. 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. I don't care if I've been partying the night out before. You wake up if like crazy lights and screaming women are outside your house. So you wake up in the morning and you look outside and you say like, what's going on outside? None of the neighbors woke up. But there's 34 Fairview across the street, and there's 34 Fairview where the murder happened, right? But right across the street is 31 Fairview. Interesting. Who is at 31 Fairview right across the street? Okay. Listen to this. A call was exposed. The call is from Lieutenant Gallagher. Gallagher is bald head dude, the one that has since retired because he's inept. He's literally absolutely incapable of doing a job because he collects blood samples in his, remember, in his bra. He collects blood samples in his stay body bodysuits. He probably would collect really well in here, actually, now that I think about it. Doesn't know what he's doing. This guy, he goes into his work that morning and he makes a call, right? He makes a call into the police department. But this one TikToker, her name is Boozy Beauty, I think, which is very on brand, actually, for Canton. One thing about Canton is those guys love to drink. What's up with Canton and the drinking? Really interesting. Canton loves to drink. I swear, Canton has their economy is made of alcohol. Like every city, like LA, they say is Hollywood, not anymore. But like LA used to be the entertainment industry. Canton is booze. Okay. Watch this TikTok where she discovers something very interesting. I'll explain it to you after if you can't pick up on it. This is all about the missing ring footage. Why there's no ring footage from across the street. Check this out. Number one, look at Gallagher's face. I'm not going to judge his looks. I mean, he's not an ugly guy, but doesn't he just look stupid? Okay. He just looks stupid. Right? Okay, let's move on. Let's watch.
from the night John O'Keefe was murdered. The audio is a call from Lieutenant Paul Gallagher to the Canton Police Department. Listen in for a second and I'll tell you exactly what is going on here.
Police officer Denver Client recording. Kelly, it's Paul. What's the address of that scene? Is it by his house or is it on Fairview? Because the lieutenant's asking me what's going on Fairview. Yep, it's 32 Fairview Road. Okay, so it's not even his house. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm on my way. Thank you. All right, sounds good. Bye.
Listen to her explain.
There are two major implications in just that quick phone call. In this video, I'm going to go over the most obvious issue here. All right, a little background. You first heard an officer pick up. That officer's name was Kelly Dever. Officer Dever was working in the Canton Police Headquarters the night that John O'Keefe was murdered. The reason why she picked up Gallagher's phone call was because Sergeant Good had already gone to the scene at that point. Gallagher lives in a completely different town, so it took him a while to get the call and into town. That's where all of this starts. The confusion from Gallagher was that he thought he was going to John O'Keefe's house at 1 Meadows Ave, but Kelly Dever had to correct him and say 32 Fairview because that's where the original report came from, when in reality it was outside of Brian Albert's house, which is 34 Fairview Road. I don't know why there would be any confusion out of Paul Gallagher regarding where he was going, and I'll touch upon that in a later video. So Kelly Dever corrected him and said, no, you need to go Fairview Road. If you were listening closely, you may have heard Gallagher state that there was a lieutenant that was concerned about what was going on. That lieutenant would be Thomas Kelleher. So you have Kelly Dever taking the phone call. You have Paul Gallagher making the phone call, responding to the scene of John O'Keefe's body, where Gallagher's police lieutenant, Thomas Kelleher, put in a call, a personal call to Gallagher, wondering what was going outside of his street. Guess who Tommy Kelleher's neighbor is? Brian Albert. Tommy Kelleher, who is an active lieutenant within the Canton Police Department, who also knows life-saving measures. As a reminder, it is also Tommy Kelleher's home that mysteriously had its ring footage disappear. Lieutenant Kelleher's home, who was photographed in this very photo. This came from the other neighbor on the other side of John O'Keefe's death. Let me reiterate myself. We have yet another Canton Police Department member who was awake, knowing what was going on outside, and did nothing to help. And then when he was questioned for his ring footage on his home that has a perfect angle to where John O'Keefe's body was found, he stated that nothing of importance was found. You sure about that, Tommy? By the way, he's still employed by the department.
Do you guys understand that there was another cop that lives right across the street? That's the one whose ring footage. Gallagher was like, oh, yeah. I set it up with him. I've seen the view. I just absolutely knew that there was nothing that you could see. So I just didn't even check it. Oh, by the way, it was not Ring. It was Arlo. It was Arlo. By the way, Arlo. It's crazy. He called his boss, Gallagher, that morning and was like, hey, there's some stuff going on outside my house. He saw cop activity outside of his house that morning. He woke up. He saw cop activity. He called his boss. He's like, what's going on outside my house? Didn't go outside and check. He knew that there was something going on and he didn't go outside and check. All of these cops are all awake and just literally chilling in their beds while there's someone running around screaming, trying to save someone's life. Are these people okay? Are they all just drunk? What's wrong in Canton? I have never. Now, the witness that was there today was the forensic expert. I've never met someone or seen someone more smug. I'll have fun talking about her tonight on my recap. Yes. That's what I said. Correct. Oh my God, she drove me crazy. This trial is gonna make us lose all our hair. And then we're going to have hers health to help us back out. Can't wait for that. This trial is killing me. It's killing me. Killing me softly with it. Okay, let's move on to something else that's killing me. And that is the Valley. Wait, I got so many DMs last night from you guys saying, I don't know if I can keep watching the Valley. How many of you guys felt the same way last night? Who watched the Valley last night? A lot of you guys felt how I felt about the Valley, which was, why is this show so cringy and so difficult to watch? It ain't easy. It ain't easy to watch this show. It is filled with cringe. These are the people I would run away from in real life. I don't want to hang out with them. I don't want to be friends with them. I don't want to be with them. I don't know if I want to watch them. I can watch it. Like, I do watch it and I can watch it. They don't make me feel good. They make me feel bad. I don't like any of them, and I think that that's the problem. I want to like one of them at least. I want to like one of them. Who can I like on that show? You guys, someone tell me who should I like? Who do you like on that show? Who's there to like on the Valley? Like, who can we root for? That's what I want to know. Who can we root for? I guess Kristen, maybe? Can we root for any of them? Brittany's bosoms are really bugging me. There's no one to root for, right? Okay, obviously we're not rooting for Jax. Brittany, I guess we're rooting for her, but that's hard. Definitely can't root for Michelle. Holy shit, no. And then also can't root for Jesse. Okay. I guess we're rooting for Kristen and Luke. I don't want to know about them having sex. I just can't. Luke, oh my God, you guys. I'm so unattracted to that cast. Oh my God. I can't. Having sex with Luke is like having sex with Carl in my brain. I just can't. I can't. Oh, I'm rooting for Cruz. That's who we root for. We root for Cruz. Nia and Danny. Hey, I'm here for a voiceover job. Yeah. Next week, he comes back just to get drunk and pass out again. The alcoholic Danny. I guess Jason. So boring. Janet's husband. And Janet is like, and then Lego Zach is also really tough for me. You guys, Jasmine's nice. There's nothing to root for. It's so hard. I root for I don't like any of them. That's the problem. It's like watching a bunch of like unlikable people. That's what it is. It's watching a bunch of unlikable people like annoy each other and annoy me. Anyone else? I'm trying to find a clip of the after show without getting docked for showing you the after show because it's so insane. Like, I'm not joking you when I tell you Jax is so awful that it's unreal. So they go to Santa Barbara. Their house that they stay in is stunning. That is the only part of this episode that is likable, is the house that they're staying in. They all get there, start taking 18,000 drinks and shots, and then they say that they're going car racing. I'm like, wait, what? Where is the disconnect? They all get dressed in these NASCAR outfits. Janet offends half of America by calling white trash, NASCAR fans, white trash. I'm like, oh man, that's not going to go over well. Between calling, what did she say? Last season, it was calling the Republicans idiots or something. And then this season, it's calling NASCAR fans white trash. I'm like, guys, like, let's not do this. And then this season, and then they end up at listen, I lived in Santa Barbara. I went to college in Santa Barbara. I've never been to where they went to this track with these stupid remote control cars. What was that? If they sent me to a remote control field, no wonder they were drinking. I would drink for that. It was so lame. Like, that looked so, I would like run away. I would cry. I would be like, Santa Barbara is so beautiful. You guys, Santa Barbara is stunning. There's ocean, there's the pier, there's the gorgeous State Street. They have missions. They have like the most amazing restaurants, the food, the drinks, and they go there. I'm like, really? That's what we got in Santa Barbara? It's not even like, it doesn't connect to Santa Barbara at all. It's like the most un-Santa Barbara thing you could do. What happened there? Very confused by that. Anyway, so they go there. I don't know. Then they get into some crazy fight. What's her name? Brittany is so upset about these rage texts. I would be too. I was getting livid over Jax's rage texts. He needs, what kind of a rehab is this? I need a rehab from Jax and his phone. But Brittany should just put it on silent. Like, she should just not even look at her phone. But he's losing his mind over text every 5 seconds to her. Text, ding, 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 ding. Then I was like kind of surprised. Jesse gets into it with Janet. They get into a little bit of a fight because Jesse wants to like get over the drama over, I guess, calling Michelle an escort. I don't even understand what this big fight was over this boy's text. It sounds like it was just a joke that got taken out of context because Danny opened up his like annoying cheeseball mouth. And they got into this big fight over it. And Janet says something so rude to Jesse. And Jason, her husband, doesn't say a word. And I was just thinking, if I said this to my husband's best friend, it wouldn't fly. Do you guys think that this would be okay if you said this? So Jesse said, I don't understand. She cheated on me. Michelle cheated on me. And Janet says, yeah, well, if I was with you, I would have cheated on you too. And Jesse's like sitting there quiet. And Jason, Janet's husband, who clearly doesn't wear the pants in that relationship, Janet runs the shit in that relationship, is just like sitting there like, okay. So awkward. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, if I said that to Lance's best friend, a lot of you guys are saying I would have said the same thing to Jesse. I just felt uncomfortable. I was like, that's kind of like, that's a lot to say out loud. Oh, Maddie says that house is the rental house for all reality shows. The Hills went there for Spencer and Heidi too. I've never seen that house before. It's a beautiful house. Yeah, no, Jesse is not a good person. I am not saying I stand for Jesse by any means. Trust me. I do not think Jesse is like, I've seen some crazy shit about Jesse on the after show. I think they're all horrible. That's what I'm saying. I don't fight for Jesse. And believe me, when I had to see him in his like loose fitting underwear later, I was dying. They have this clip of him later when he's mad. Also, by the way, they have a healer in this episode. Enough. I'm putting the kibosh on healers on Bravo. That's the thing about Bravo shows. They're tired. It's always the same. Group trip, activity, lots of alcohol, and then a healer so that we can get in a fight. It's like the same thing. The problem is Jesse's a horrible person. And it sounds like he does things to piss Michelle off and poke and poke and poke. And clearly he doesn't pay bills. And he doesn't pay child support. And there's nothing worse than a deadbeat like that. Although I do think he is a good dad, but there's nothing worse than someone that doesn't like pay bills and puts you in debt and whatever. But I do think Michelle seems horrendous too. She seems mean. She seems cold. And she did cheat on him multiple times through their relationship and marriage. Why? We can't like overlook that. Like they are both horrendous people. Jesse was wearing a diaper. Wait, you guys, it was really bad. How do we find Jesse in his underwear? It was really bad. I just Googled Jesse underwear. Jesse the Valley. How do we find a picture of it? Oh, I found it. Okay, there we go. Blocked by Jax posted it. You guys, okay. If you, Amory has a crush on him. Okay, ready? Here we go. You're going to die. Get ready. It says, I feel like Jesse's underwear was reason number one why Michelle wanted a divorce. I mean, if you want to look well endowed, this ain't the look, dude. First of all, he has a scene earlier where he's talking about his nipples. He goes, my nipples they point east to west like this, and they're really small. So that's scene number one. And then he's drunk later, gets really mad, and like pulls off his clothes. And the camera is like, and I feel like the cameraman's doing everything to like knock at the underwear, but like keep showing up in the scene. Oh my God, I died. I like screamed. I was like, no, no. But I love how Jesse comments. He goes, Calvin Klein 3-pack. I've upgraded since then. And like, are these a small, or did he just like not find the right size? Oh my God, Leslie. Leslie says they look like my period pants. They look like my period pants. Susie's right. No more sound baths, healers, facials, massages. It's so true. I'm done. I am done with this. Rachel says, did he know that the world would see this? I mean, I think he was so drunk. Did you see that he said I was 2 bottles of Prosecco in by the time everyone got there? And then later they said he ordered a case of Prosecco just for one night. I think they're all alkies. They should move to Canton. Oh, speaking of, how about Housewives of Canton? Why isn't that on the Bravo docket? Okay, what else happened? So all I know is that Jax is raging the entire time. And we should just watch this entire time. Now, on the after show, Jax is saying the craziest shit, you guys. He's talking about why he's so mad at Brittany. He's saying, I don't understand why I'm not getting any words of affirmation from Brittany. He's like, do you know how much it would mean to me if I would just come home to get some stuff from the rehab and see one Post-it note from Brittany that just says, you're doing a great job, babe. One note saying Cruz and I are thinking about you. Amory says, I'm done with Jesse. All it took was one look at those underwear and we're all done with him. One note from Brittany saying like, hang in there, babe. We love you. We're hoping you're better. One heart, one thing. He kept saying, I know I don't deserve it, but do you know what that would do for me? All I am, he goes, I'm not a man that needs a lot of acts of service. I just need words of affirmation. That's all I need. I know I don't deserve it, but all I need is that. Brittany just doesn't give me any of that. Like, I know I don't deserve it, but all she could do. And Brittany is like, sir, the day you went to rehab, I came to the house and you were still naked with a girl leaving on the Ring footage. You literally rage text me how horrendous I am and how I'm ruining your life. You treat me horribly. I left you. You are disgusting to me. You cheat on me. You are verbally abusive to me. And you want me to write you a letter of support after you've been gone for 3 days in rehab? Like, you're crazy. And he's like, all I wanted was her to say how much she wanted me to come home and missed me. Jax has landed on a different planet and he will never come back. The fact that he's saying this in an interview, meaning not at the time of, he's saying this months later with full confidence, he might as well be Paul Gallagher he should move to Canton. Jax probably thinks he could solve the Karen Reed crime scene with a solo cup. He's as stupid as Gallagher. He has no idea what's going on. It's crazy. And he's like, she doesn't give me that. She doesn't give me the words of affirmation. Brittany's like, I've done everything for you for so many years. And look what you've done for me. Look how you treated me. All I've done is be there for you. And all I got was a child and boobs the size of Mars. Look what you've done to me. It's nuts. He's literally going to get nothing out of any of this. He's the worst. The worst. And then Tom Schwartz is there. That's another thing about this after show. You have Tom Schwartz on one side and Jesse with the big underwear and the small nipples on the other side, looking at him while he's talking, and they're like, and it's almost like comedy because they're just looking at him and then looking at the producer like, are we supposed to agree with him? And then Tom Schwartz goes, people love you. You're great. Tom Schwartz is such a puppy dog. He'll say anything to make people feel better. It's so insane. It's literally insane. Thank you, Amory. Remember to hit the like and subscribe, you guys. I appreciate that. Remember to hit the like. He's the worst. Okay, you guys, before I wrap it up, I want to make sure that I cover some of your super chats. Sukmani says, I wish Justin Baldoni would start showing up in public. I'm tired of him hiding. He knows he did nothing wrong, and Snake Lively is running all around town playing the victim. This is something that I'm going through back and forth, and I really, really struggle with this. I swear I do. I think what I'm struggling with the Justin Baldoni of it all is you have to understand that, not you, we have to understand that in general, the world will not treat him kindly. We are on his side, but in general, men who are accused of sexual harassment will not get the benefit of the doubt, and they will be treated badly. Anything and everything he does right now will be torn apart. Just like this one interview, Zach Peter had to tell me about it last night. But there's this one interview with like Drake Bell or something that just came out that is like an old interview around the time that movie Quiet on Set came out. And apparently there's like this new thing that people are now trying to like say all these horrible things about him. I feel like his haters or people that don't know anything really about it are going to break every little thing apart. I worry for him to do anything right now, he will be misconstrued. If he looks too good, they're going to say something. If he says something, they're going to take something. I don't think he should say a word. If they don't have anything to tear apart, they can't do anything. All they can do is go through all his past stuff, and they don't have anything. That's why they're taking a Drake Bell interview and trying to find something. They don't have anything. See, Blake, everything she does, we can find something wrong. Justin, you can't. So I really don't think it's a smart move. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's frustrating, but I don't think it's a smart move for Justin Baldoni to say anything. Heather says, Donna, I'm so excited I caught you alive. I caught alive. Oh, I thought I caught you alive. I'm alive. Welcome, Heather. I am with you on almost everything. However, I still cannot get past Karen Reed speeding insanely in reverse 0 to 24 miles per hour. Because she didn't. She didn't. You guys know there's no, and then going home like, where are you? Because she didn't. She didn't. Absolutely. She absolutely did not hit John O'Keefe with the car. That's how I feel about that. And thank you, Gwen, for becoming a YouTube member. I will be doing a members only Where Are We Wednesday. I will be doing, let me look at my calendar. I can't do one today. Can I do a members only tomorrow? Let me look at the Cal. I've had such a crazy week because Lance is out of town. And yesterday was a huge playoff game for Oliver, my son, on the baseball team. And we went from the worst score to winning the game. And it was the most exciting night ever. Yeah, you guys, let's do a members only tomorrow. Let's do a members only tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So that's 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do a members only where you can ask any questions and I'll talk directly to you here on YouTube. So thank you so much for becoming a member, Gwen. And we'll do that tomorrow. and we'll talk about everything. Also, thank you so much. Yes, Educational Resources by Sharon for tutoring. She got a bunch of you guys out there. The link is below. I'll talk about it more on my Instagram stories. If your kids need any help with tutoring, with finals, K through 12, she helps kids all across the country with Zoom or FaceTime tutoring, same day, flexible hours. She has amazing tutors, college and high school tutors. Just go to her website or Instagram, Educational Resources by Sharon. You can text her and everything. Thank you so much, everyone. I will talk to you tomorrow and see you later. And we'll have a members only. Now back to the trial. Bye, guys.